All right, you guys, today we have a double header. Immediately following this show, we're going to be doing a headlines premiere. So tune back in for that after the show's over. I think I set it for like 9:30. Right now it's 8:04 Eastern Standard Time. So in an hour and a half, we'll have another show following this one. But first, we're going to get into this 1999 video game called Siphon Filter. This is how it's spelled here, Siphon Filter. And we're going to compare it to what is going on in the new Crane. Now, the similarities are just uncanny and very bizarre and a little bit creepy. And so the question is, why are we looking at this now? Why are we looking at Siphon Filter video game now? Well, one of you sent this to me and said, hey, have you checked out this video game? They mentioned New Crane all throughout the video game. Now, I don't know if the person who had discovered this found it from another YouTube channel or they were just going from memory. So I'm not giving credit because I don't know where the credit is due beyond the person in the comments section. So thanks to the person that sent this to me. And what I found in this was it left me speechless, you guys. So I went on to YouTube and I found the gameplay for this, and that's what I put together in a montage that I uploaded a few days ago that many of you have already seen. But there were so many questions about that montage that I felt as though we should do a full decode on it today. Now, there were several Siphon Filter, I guess you call them sequels in the video game world. But the first one that we're looking at today released in 1999. Look at the date that this released, just a few days before the official start of the invasion in the new Crane, wasn't it? And so this is really weird. Now, I'm not going to look at all of these video games, but I just looked at this first one, and I'm looking at a specific level on the first one that involves New Crane specifically. Now, here's what's going on in the media as we speak. Just hours ago, the U.S. finally officially announced that it has been meddling in New Crane at least since 2014. This is breaking news. Here's the story here. Secret CIA training program in New Crane helped Kiev prepare for the Russian invasion. And it says here, the two sides were squaring off in 2014. Russia had already invaded and annexed New Crane's Crimea Peninsula. Shortly thereafter, pro-Russian insurgents in the eastern Donbass region began a grinding secessionist war against Kiev. Russian troops soon entered the fray, so quietly did the CIA. Now, I believe that they were in there long before this, just to keep tabs on Russia. And this is the kind of brazenness that Russia was concerned about, weren't they? And so, no doubt they've been meddling ever since and before this. And this is the meddling that Russia is angry about. Now, let's get back into this game, because this is crazy. The name of the game is named after the actual virus in the game, called Siphon Filter. And what does that mean? Well, it means that the virus actually siphons and filters humanity. It can selectively choose races or regions of the world to attack. And the game starts out with this mission, ordered by a guy named Mark in Sun. Like a mark in your sun? This is unbelievable. So, Markinson is the guy who is giving the orders so he can mark all of your sons and daughters with this thing. Now, I'm going to read these little captions, and we're going to break down the connections to the spam-demic, to the smack scene, and the conflict going on in the Nuke Crane. So this Mark in Sun is really our first clue, isn't it? So let's read this first mission page here and play this out a little bit. So it says here, Uthrod, New Crane. Now, this is far from the place where I think this is really talking about. Uzurod is like way in the western Ukraine, but I believe that what's really being represented here for the setting of this Romer's stronghold is actually Odessa. Why do I say Odessa? Well, because the mission here is to descend into the catacombs, find this guy named Fagin, and then on the journey, you have to mass smaccinate every human subject you run across. Does all this sound familiar? Now, this level in the game is even set in the Ukraine, as you see here, which has the largest and most extensive catacombs of any city on Earth. Where do they sit? Right beneath Odessa. Wow. Now, let's keep watching here, because the company that is inside, that actually made the siphon filter virus in the video game, is called Farcom, which probably stands for pharmaceutical company, doesn't it? Let's keep watching here.
My God, siphon filter.
Yes, it's quite remarkable. A virus genetically programmable to eliminate anyone or anything. Imagine a weapon that could target specific demographics, ethnic groups, that could wipe out whole continents.
Specific demographics, ethnic groups could wipe out entire continents.
Except for those chosen to survive.
The outbreaks we've been tracking.
Tests, evidently. We've traced Fagin to this abandoned cathedral. According to Mara, this is Romer's stronghold.
So they trace this guy underneath this church, an abandoned cathedral. There's a secret lab down there. There are catacombs beneath the cathedral. And lo and behold, just last week, we just discovered one of the secret labs set up by Bo Mama all the way back in 2011 and before. Because remember, he started talking to this other Senator Lugar to basically denuclearize the Ukraine. This all started in 2005. And so here we are. We have the same scenario. Let's keep watching here, because
Place where he keeps prisoners. Undesirables. Alec Kavanaugh runs the site.
undesirables.
Romer kept Fagin supplied with human test subjects for various forms of the virus. Now Fagin is being held prisoner himself, probably somewhere in the catacombs.
Has Interpol found any trace of Mara?
Since her escape, she has left a trail of dead bodies from our lab to Eastern Europe. Now, she has vanished. There is also no sign of Romer. The destruction of his base has driven his entire organization underground. We have found and destroyed all Farcom labs involved.
Did you hear that? We have found and destroyed all Farcom labs. That should sound familiar to you as well. Because that's what Ukraine is doing right now before the Russians could get a hold of them and show the world the evidence of what was really going on in these labs.
To the production of the virus, but we could not find the computers they were using for the viral DNA sequencing. You have to get their location from Fagin. Your team...
I don't want a replacement for Leon.
You don't get one. I'll be taking you into the strike zone myself.
So they basically land on top of this church, and what you're going to see next is the discovery we made of this Odessa lab. That it's public information. They tell you the address of where it's at, and we looked at that in Google Earth last week, and it's next to a church, and it is above catacombs, just like in the video game. There's the church. There's the Porsche dealership on the right. And here is the lab. This is supposed to be a level 3 biohazard lab. Doesn't look like much, does it? There's the church down the street in proximity. Catacombs are under the street.
Our labs have been able to synthesize a very small amount of vaccine. Give one shot to any test subjects you find.
Give one shot to any test subjects you find. I wonder what happens if you give them 2 shots in the game. So he has to go and mass smaccinate every test subject he runs into.
Radio me as soon as you find Fagin.
Okay, let's do it.
So he drops him down onto this church, and so he can find the entrance to the catacombs. Now here's the Wikipedia page that mentions that this level is set in the Ukraine, but it also said it several times in the dialogue of the video game. Now what you're going to notice next are lots of UN symbols superimposed with the medical caduceus symbol. You're also going to see Farcom logos everywhere. And what is this? This is the Unholy Alliance, Pharma and the UN, which is happening right now. The world was ordered to do something, weren't we? We were ordered to comply, and all of the economies were tied into it. The entire world was forced to do it, except for Africa, of course. And they fared the best out of the entire world. They had the least deaths, the least hospitalizations. What the heck is going on? Let's watch.
One more thing. You are directed to eliminate any of Romer's medical personnel that get in the way.
Copy.
Eliminate any medical personnel that get in the way. Well, that would be any medical personnel that spoke out against the policies and mandates and the orders, right? That's exactly what happened.
I'll let you know when I found my way down to the ground level.
So there's our first caduceus with the UN imposed on it, the Unholy Alliance.
I found the first group of patients. I'm going to administer the vaccine, but I don't know if they're going to make it.
As soon as you have the site locked down, I'll order in medevac.
So then he starts dosing everybody. He starts shooting the monks, which is code for getting the church out of the way. And that's exactly what happened. People's faith, they didn't rely on their faith through this. They relied on the snake on the pole, didn't they? Jesus said, just as the snake was raised up in the wilderness, so too the Son of Man will also be raised up on a pole. He was contrasting himself. He wasn't comparing, because he is the true healer, isn't he? So he has to fight the killer monks. There you see the Farcom logo as well as the UN logo. Unbelievable. Let's zoom this up here. Pharmaceutical companies, the UN logo there, of course. Then he continues to shatter the faith, shattering the glass of people's faith. Medicine over faith. Then we get this bizarre script here from the video game talking about an event in Kazakhstan. We have to call it Kazakhstan. Let's read this real quick. The Kazakhstan incident is blowing up at the State Department, and the UN Council is furious. The agency is shifting blame towards NATO command, of course. You're now at the midpoint of Romer's stronghold. Interpol schematics suggest that the catacombs entrance is probably in the Rose Chapel. Find your way there. All mission objectives remain in force. Eliminate Farcom scientists. But let's back up here, because what's this all about here? Well, here's the weird part. There was unrest in Kazakhstan. Remember the whole gas thing and the revolt? And NATO made a statement about allowing for peaceful protest. See if I can find that here. Here is the Kazakhstan event. It was called the 2022 Kazakhstan unrest. And down here, you see NATO offers a recommendation of peace. Authorities must respect international human rights obligations, including the right for peaceful protest. But then, we all know what happened after that. Putzkin went in and crushed the rebellion, didn't he? Did we hear cancel culture and condemnation when that happened? No, we did not. And now, all of a sudden, pretty much the same exact thing is happening. And all of a sudden, it's cancel culture. And so this begs the question, why was NATO okay with this? And no one said anything about Russia going in and crushing this rebellion. It's because this was the people actually standing up. You see? Standing up against the high gas and oil prices, against the the vaccine mandates and all of that. And so this is why they were so upset. And Putzkin crushed them, didn't he? It only took like 3 or 4 days. And now all of a sudden we all magically forgot about this. This just happened a few months ago, you guys. January. Where did that go in the history books? Now, Kazakhstan did drills with NATO, according to this Wikipedia page. They did drills. Actually, it's not on this page, but it's somewhere in here. And they were actually making moves toward NATO-hood. Here it is. Since 2002, the Joint Tactical Peacekeeping Exercise Steppe Eagle has been hosted in the Kazakhstan government. Steppe Eagle focuses on building coalitions and giving participating nations the opportunity to work together. During the Steppe Eagle exercises, the Kazbat Peacekeeping Battalion operates within a multinational force under a unified command with multidisciplinary peacekeeping operations with NATO and the U.S. military. What? Where was the outrage when the tanks rolled into Kazakhstan? Because they're very close to a NATO involvement as well. There was none. So there's far more to this story than meets the eye. It's not that, we care about democracy and that we care about protecting the Ukrainian people. There's something else at play, and it has to have something to do with our investment in the Ukraine. There's something there that we don't want the Russians to get a hold of. That's what this is all about. Because if it was just about defending innocent people, we would have been all over the Kazakhstan situation, just like we are the Ukrainian situation, wouldn't we? Okay, let's go back to the game here. So in the game, you find your way to the Rose Chapel to find the entrance to the catacombs. Let's keep watching here. Now you're going to hear him mention WHO shipping containers. Watch and listen.
I'm finding Farcom and WHO shipping containers everywhere. Romer and Fagan must have been working on something big.
Fagan sounds like vegan, huh, doesn't it? Now, he mentions these shipping containers that he finds and that there's something weird going on. And it sounds to me like some kind of traffic is happening. But then the guy tells him, Markinson tells him, nothing to see here, move along. Watch.
Romer and Fagan must have been working on something big.
Stay focused on the mission. Don't get distracted.
So stay focused on the mission. Don't get distracted. Now you're going to hear them talk about new strains. New strains of the virus, which is exactly what we're going through right now. Watch.
into the test subjects here, and using Fagan's exposition center as a cover for transporting the bodies. They could be shipping these carrier bodies all over the world.
Copy. I already have a team searching for Fagan's warehouse and shipping center. ETA to Romer's holding cells?
I'm working on it.
So they were injecting the bodies, sending them out on these shipping containers all over the world so they can affect the entire world. So then next, he goes down into the catacombs and he takes out some more scientists.
I found the Rose Chapel and the entrance to the catacombs, but I don't see a way down.
You'll have to find a way outside and work your way around on the ground.
So here's the story from Amusing Planet, the Catacombs of Odessa, the largest catacomb systems in the world. And then he's going to tell him to basically carry out this assassination directive. And I believe that really represents all of the silenced scientists and doctors who disagreed with the agenda. More shattering of the faith, of course. Now remember, this is all voodoo, okay? They're creating the scenario, everybody plays along, and it somehow manifests what they want to do, their agenda, into reality years later. So there is no such thing as fiction. It's all real. These video games and movies and commercials, they're like voodoo dolls, okay? They're basically voodoo dolls. Let's keep watching. So here's another message. It says, if these catacombs are like the ones we shut down beneath Paris, and Romer is using a palm print activation system for security, you'll have to follow one of Romer's guards or lab workers to Fagan's cell and wait for them to open the cell door. Remember, I need Fagan alive. The agency has broken off contact with the State Department. Do not acknowledge any communications you might receive from other agency members. We are running out of time.
Security has been breached. Roma has ordered that the prisoners be eliminated. Take care of the old man. I'll wait here.
All of Romer's underground security is palm print activated. You must follow the guard and let him open the cell. If you are seen, you won't be able to get in.
Have any back standing by. It won't be long.
Now, look at this. The door has 2 crosses on it. To me, that says double cross. And that's exactly what happened to all. We got double crossed, didn't we?
Be able to get in.
Have any back standing by. It won't be long.
So he's in the catacombs now.
Please, don't kill me. Just relax. This won't hurt a bit.
Now this guy right here, this Fagan guy, he reminds me of a confused old man that's running the country right now, Bo Jiven. Now he does have like a goatee, so I guess that's kind of not like Bo Jiven, but listen to this guy.
Hey you, how much do you want? Thank God.
Shut up, Fagan. Move. I have him.
Give him 30 seconds to give you the location of the computers, then eliminate
No,
him.
wait a minute. You don't understand. You
Thousands
don't...
of people are dead, Fagan, because of you. 20 seconds.
Wait, you don't understand.
Time's up. Where are the sequencing computers?
An abandoned Soviet missile silo in Kazakhstan, beneath an old warehouse district, all right? All right?
Did you copy that?
Copy. I've got a strike force ready to move in. Get to the evac point. I'm sending in a retrieval unit.
What about Fagan?
Take him with you.
Let's go.
Wait, let me go. Your partner, she's alive.
Leon, you're lying. Move.
She is alive. Romer's men brought her here 5 days ago.
I don't believe you.
Promise to let me go, and I'll lead you to her.
Show me.
Follow me. That's her cell. You're on your own now.
Leon!
Gabe, how did you get
Thank
here?
God. I thought...
We have to get out of here. The siphon filter virus.
I know. We have the computer's location. Markinson is already on his way.
Gabe, I've been infected. We have to get to Fagan's warehouse before the agency destroys everything.
But they found a vaccine. The test subjects...
There is no universal vaccine. You have to know...
And you hear the truth about the smack scene. There is no universal smack scene. Listen to what she says next. You have to know the specific genetic lock and key for each programmed virus. This is just like in real life, you guys.
The specific genetic lock and key for each programmed virus. Universal vaccine. Warehouse before the agency destroys everything.
But they found a vaccine. The test subjects...
There is no universal vaccine. You have to know the specific genetic lock and key for each programmed virus. Only Fagan's computers have that information.
But...
You can still spread it and catch it, even if you get the smack scene, which is, I think, what they might be saying here.
That means...
Follow me. I know the way out. Let's get out of here. There's someone up ahead.
Please!
Then if Fagan gets shot, and this is pretty much the end of the video game, or at least this level.
They're all the same in the end.
Mara...
We don't have much time. If you don't stop them, we will all die.
If you don't stop them, we will all die. Now, this is crazy, right? Let's go back into the chat here and see if you guys picked up on anything that I might have missed. But, wow. Now, like I said, there are a bunch of sequels to this that came out in the subsequent years, the following years. I think the most recent one was like 2007 or 2012, maybe. Because this was a really popular game. But what I believe that the game is suggesting is that there's a Rushkin aspect to the smack scene and the spamdemic that has yet to be revealed. And it will emerge at some point. The game also exposes the unholy alliance between Pharma and the UN. Now, we'll be back here, gosh, I guess in 1 hour. So I didn't want to make this show too long. Yeah, Vixie Girl says Fagan could be phagocytes. Yeah, that could be the case, which I think that has to do with cells, right? It's intercellular, something in a structure inside of the cells. Could also be pagan, exactly. So, yeah, we'll be back here in 1 hour with Between the Headlines show that I pre-recorded. So I'll be here with you guys in the chat while that premieres at 9:30. Let's go into the chat here just for a little. Yeah, pretty much a really creepy game. Now, during its time in 1999, which of course is 666 upside down, right? This was a pretty great game. A lot of people played this game. I was shocked in the comment section of how many people actually played this game, but had no idea what they were actually listening and watching. Let's see here. So let's go into the chat. Meredith says Fagan sounds like pagan or vegan. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. So, you know, there is much that is yet to be revealed. You know, we still haven't received the proof that Rushka promised about these labs and these documents that they say that they found inside these labs. They found a destroy order. They found a destroy order in these documents telling the scientists to get rid of and burn all evidence of these labs and U.S. involvement, which is weird because we already knew we were involved and it was public knowledge that America was involved in these labs. We helped set them up, but they were told to destroy it. There was also a long list. This is Rushka's claim. Rushka claims that there was a long list of very, very bad pathogens that were being stored, housed, and studied, which is supposed to be against international law. So, interesting, right? So we'll stay on this, of course. And so I'll see you guys over in the other chat. We can head over there right now if you want. Well, it's an hour from now. I don't want to tie up your whole morning, but if you got nothing better to do, that chat should be filling up over there. So I love each and every one of you. I love you and all your support that you've given this channel over the years. You guys are amazing. And we will see you guys on the other show. Take care and be safe.